Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot reading with me. I'm Ashley Rose, and this is your daily tarot reading for September 9th, 2022. We have the 9th today. Actually, before I get into it, I just want you to know that I split the deck. Strength is in the middle. If you watched yesterday's video, just needed to say that. So, back to it. We have 9 today. 9 is the number for spirituality and completion. It's the number for wisdom. Really, it's like going through a journey and coming out more evolved. It's being connected to who you are. It's seen as this holy goddish number because it's similar to, I feel like, the world in the major arcana of going through the hero's journey and being able to become back stronger and start again, right? And so that's it. And I think it's really interesting that Mercury retrograde starts today on the 9th, because it kind of is that. It really is this call, this coming together and last little thing we need to do before we can have it, right? Before we can feel we've achieved that success, before we can start again and go on a new journey and really dive into another area of our life. And again, strength coming out. She did not. Where was it? Right there. I saw it and she hid. She's like, girl, don't put me on blast like that. Back to what I was saying. Mercury retrograde is going to be in Gemini this time around. It's in retrograde from the 9th to the 2nd of October. And what that means is that Mercury is now going behind. The way it's orbiting the planet, it looks like it's going backwards, like it's in retrograde. And during that time, communication slows down. Schedules are run behind, buses are late, clients aren't getting to their appointments, people are canceling, travel doesn't go as planned, luggage gets lost, things like that. Miscommunication between, partners, friends, business, stuff like that. So you can kind of expect anything that has to do with communication, right? Technology too. You can expect that, your computer not working, things not uploading properly, which is my prompt to make sure I get all my videos uploaded before Mercury retrograde. And just giving yourself that extra space to know that things are going to be a little bit wonky. But what it does is it takes us backwards, so that when we come back like a slingshot, that when it finally goes direct again, we can literally slingshot forward with all of the lessons and the things that we've been learning during this time. It's almost like hermit mode. That's kind of what I like to think, kind of like what I like to go into during Mercury retrograde, and just really be observant of how the universe and the world is interacting with us. Mercury retrograde is in Gemini this time, and it is ruled by Gemini. Mercury is ruled by Gemini, so it's in a placement that it feels comfortable in, but really we're going to be seeing this reworked in the ways that we communicate. We're going to see it in our work and in our relationships. So you can bet that all of these areas are going to kind of get revamped in a way, right? Where right now, and while we're in the middle of it, it's going to feel very intense and a little wonky. But when we come out, we're going to understand why we needed to go through that, right? It's like challenges and things that we've experienced normally within our life and the journeys that we're on, but now it's in, a specific area and really pushing us. We can no longer. It's pushing our communication. It's almost like getting rid of our ability to communicate clearly. And it's how can you, with your other senses, make sense of this? How can you keep yourself balanced while you're being shown what needs to be healed, what needs to grow, what needs to kind of transform, right? It's a little bit chaotic. What else is kind of going on too, just to give you an understanding of what this time is about? We have, I think, Mars is in Gemini as well. So you Sagittarius moons out there, that's me. This time could also be feeling a little extra chaotic, because that's an opposition we're going to be feeling. And because there's all this energy, this anxious, chaotic, unsure energy going on, we're going to kind of feel a little bit at wit's end. So that's my caution, to just if you feel like you're going to pop off, or feel like your fume's about to go, just breathe, take a second, walk away. Don't allow those thoughts or things that are popping up in that moment to manifest into something more or to be something more. Don't cling on to that feeling. Don't cling on to that thought, because remember, thoughts are just thoughts. And it's when we start to think about them more and more that they become a belief. And we don't want those things that are triggering us those fears to become beliefs out of this. They are to show us where we need to grow. They are to show us where we need to go deeper. And when we really allow the universe and astrology to be this really awesome learning, growing, evolving tool, we can really get more out of it than when we're trying to restrict and push it out of our life, and we try to hold it and control it at a arm's length. It's still happening. Just because we're ignoring it, we're trying to push it away, just like feelings, right? They end up kind of coming out. They come out on their own. Anyways, I love this because in the beginning of everything that I was talking about, I talked about how it was interesting that Mercury retrograde starts on the 9th, right? It's this whole cycle to come back and to allow us to really bloom and go forward. It almost feels like a butterfly coming into a cocoon, right? We're cocooning ourselves. Don't be afraid to disconnect. Don't be afraid to just tune into the world. Because today we have the Empress. Stop it. This is going on, Mercury retrograde, and today is, and I really do enjoy the readings at the beginning of retrogrades, same as the readings at the beginning of the month, because it kind of sets a tone for what this whole thing is about, right? And so when we take all of the elements that are providing us messages right now, we can really bring them together to see the full story. So we have the 9th being Mercury retrograde. We're really ending a cycle, really allowing like our work, our love life, and our relationships to be evolved, to grow, right? And at the end of this, and even today, is this opportunity to be the Empress and to stand out in your new beginning that you're embarking on, to allow your intuition to guide the way, to allow yourself to stand confidently, authentically, courageously in your power, and not allow anything else to get in the way, to block you, to deter you. So even I feel like this Mercury retrograde is pushing us to stand in this energy, to stand in this element of, she's ruled by Venus, and Venus is ruled by Libra and Taurus. And this like earth element, to be grounded, to be present, to be secure and stable with where you are despite what's going on around you, and to lock into your creativity, to know what your desires are, and in this moment of disconnection, to connect to you, to dive into what you really like, so that when we can come back out, we can show the world what we've been making. We can allow this fertility that lives within us, so we can allow this fertility that lives within us to really nurture our dreams, and that when we're in this space, that they can be this physical, beautiful, amazing manifestation that we always saw and dreamt of them to be. Because the Empress here, in some decks of cards, she's drawn, or she's represented with like a little belly, like being pregnant. And when I say fertility, it's not like people are going to be pregnant. It's like these new ideas. It's being fertile in imagination, being fertile in communication, and being fertile in the way that we're allowing our creativity to come out. It's birthing new ideas and allowing them to have a life of their own, and to seeing the beauty that they create around you. When you're connected to what you love, what you are, and the power that is within you, you can authentically lead. There's this, and I love that I was talking so much about astrology in the beginning of this reading, because she's sitting here with the stars on her crown and the saber, and that's the indication of this connection to the stars, of this connection to something more, of that when she listens and aligns herself to what's going on around her, she can really sit in this place of comfort, of security, of stability, in these like lush pillows, and allow her creativity to be what communicates her feelings on the inside, to be what communicates her new ideas, to be what communicates this fertility that she sees in her life and that she feels in her life. Because the Empress is this amazing, fertile goddess that doesn't let anything stand in her way, that allows her intuition to show her where she needs to go, that allows the seeds that she's planted to grow and birth new things around her, right? Look at all this. There's all this lavish. And even on her dress, she has pomegranates, and that's just being like the fruits of your labor, the seeds that you're sowing really have something here. They're really going to do something. They're really going to go somewhere. And so, and even in this yellow in the back of the card, we've seen a lot of yellow this week. We've seen the sun. We had, the 9 of Pentacles. So there's joy here through what's coming up. And the joy is what's also leading it, as well as our intuition. And that's going to be important for us to just stay connected and almost like tunnel visioned into this version of yourself that activates love, that activates their creativity, that is driven by their passions, and that really knows that the ideas and the things that you want to bring into this life has a place, has a space, is going to flourish. And so I really love that. I love the Empress. She's my girl. She's my bitch, my ride or die, okay? And she is the number 3, and 3 is the number for new beginnings. It's communication, it's having fun, it's being social. It is, allowing this new sense of adventure and the things that we're going through to not be so serious and to enjoy where you are. It's connection, it's mind, body, and spirit. And when we can kind of prioritize that, we can see how easy everything else falls into place, right? Because at the bottom we have the Ace of Wands. And so our purpose, our passion is pushing us along the way. And that's all we need to know. This week has been aligning ourselves with our passion. And I even feel like I love how that sets us up. It gives us the understanding. I feel like it's like we're going to do all this. You see these opportunities that are coming in, you see this stuff, but I need you to go through one more little thing, to really dive deep, to really look at it, because we got it, but we're only scratching the surface to get there. And so I feel like after Mercury Retrograde, everything's going to kind of pop off, and we're really going to understand, where we are and what we're doing and what our purpose is pushing us to be a part of. I love that. I'm so excited. Ooh. That's where I'm going to leave it, guys. If you'd like to know more about me and what I got going on, or you'd like to book a daily tarot reading, if you'd like to book a tarot reading, you can go to ashleyrose.com. Follow me on Instagram as well. That's Ashley Rose Tarot. The links are in the description, and I will see you tomorrow in the daily tarot reading.